I hope you have a little bit energy remaining for the lunch is soon. Lunch is soon. We go. I hurry up. Huh? So I want to start my speech to emphasize the title of the conference, and it's maximizing the flour milling industry. And I think maximizing, you can maximize out of many perspectives. You can maximize out of what is our asset, but also cross-country communication. I'm Swiss, I'm living since 8 years in China, so we know each other very well from Wudeli, so we work very close together. But maximizing has different perspectives. It's cultural perspective, it's business perspective, but also from a sustainability point of view, power point of view, many things you can look to it. Why we need to think about maximizing is we have many operation challenge nowadays in many countries over the world, not only in China, also in Southeast Asia, in Europe, and we struggle. The industries struggle. So we have to work together. We have to exchange the knowledge. Only like this we can achieve the next step together. When we talk about sustainability, we also have to think about stability. So very often we talk about peak performance, but peak performance is good, but also we need to think about stability. How to run things stable continuously, same like Raymond before mentioned, it's not the capacity which make it, it's to run the capacity every day, which make it then happen in the end of the year. But also food safety and cost efficiency, operation improvements have to be addressed. With all of that, our labor skill, in the end everything is happened by the people. Even we have only a few people, people make it happen. And our people is like a capital, and we have to think about how do we work with those people better together. It's not the same as before. So we have to think about it's a transition to the new people, to the new generation. How do we work them? How do we engage them in our factories, into our production, while they will maximize? The machine, of course, will maximize itself. No doubt, this will happen. But the people need to support it. So, Bühler created a project which is Smart Mill. Smart Mill should unlock this potential of, first of all, how does machine work together, but also how does intelligence support the people? How does the people get help from it to get all this benefit? And of course, smart manufacturing is moving and moving, so also with cyberspace, we have to think in different perspectives how to make this happen. In the end, we have to capture the value of high automated plants. So we heard before as well, high automation will enable a lot of things. That means profitability, that means maximization, that means energy optimization. So this is the groundbreaking of it. But to really capture and capitalize all this benefit, we need to think in two pillars. One, it's automation, but the new part, it's digitalization. So in the new digital world, we heard also from Bogasari before, so you need to upload in dashboards, you need to visualizing stuff to the people. Only like this the people know and they will improve. Same like your bank account tells you it's full, so we go shopping, or it's empty, we stay home. So it's exactly the same principle. And when you look into online sensors, for example, they do help. So you show the yield, you show the productivity to your operators, to your managers, to different levels of your CEO, and they will, by their intention, try to do better. If you let them know, they do better. Same, your wife, bank account full, she do better in spending. That's normal. So this helps customer to increase, to maximize their production. I think this is a step where we have to learn that this is not automatically happen anymore. We have to engage each other to do it too, to make it happen. But also on the dimension of machine, we have to think about how do we make loops, how do we make smart actions happen in a smart mill. So how does machine start to optimize themselves, that no people need to go to touch? So we have a program in China, for example, where we do smart mill loops. So we, for example, make brake release loops, so we automatically adjust the brake release. So these will help that people do not have so often to go to check again. Raw material changed, raw material fluctuates. So we have to also adapt according to it. or also like protein loops, how do we save raw material costs, but as well flour ash loops, color loops, whatever kind of loops you have a sensor, you have a system above, and you start automatically to adjust this system to it to stabilize on one hand, but with stabilization you can also increase your peak performance. Now I like to go to another perspective of maximizing. We have in Europe our program MIL E3. What is E3? It stands for 3 efficiencies: space, time, and energy. So when you build new plants, when you look into your existing plants, try to look from a different angle to it and try to think, what should it then be in the end? If you make the benchmark a certain level, as well again, people try to catch the benchmark. If the benchmark is low, they will stop earlier. If the benchmark is high, they will go up. So that's as well we do that in terms of MIL E3. MIL E3 is a concept where we try to maximize the floor of the building. Can we achieve or not? It depends many factors, but at least this should be the goal, to save energy, space, time, to get this additional efficiency. We have this done in Europe already with a customer in England, for example. There was our first plant we have done, and we could achieve 16% less time, 20% less space, 8% less energy over all the plant, just with trying to approach, try to brainstorm together, how do we can make this happen? Is it really the concept? Is it customized? Let's stay that open, how you want to build things. If it has to be fast, it has to be standard. For this, we also develop machines. You also see downstairs at the VICTAM, you see many machine manufacturers which go for higher efficiency machine. Of course, this is part of it. This is no doubt. With our daily activity, we should think about carbon saving. Carbon is one part of a popular word, but in the end, it's about energy saving. So we have to think about how do we adopt this into our DNA of thinking about. Many people say, yeah, carbon is my priority. If the wind changed, my priority is different. So priorities are okay to make strategic initiative, but we have to think about how do we convert this to our culture, how to look at it. So when we design in our daily work, when we work in optimizing, we have to learn just to a natural optimization. I deliver something, okay, let's review, let's optimize. It's kind of a cultural behavior, and like this you can impact huge to the industry if you just start to review. It's also, in the 1980s we call this quality. Nowadays we call it in a different word, but it's the same. Huh? And with this one, we can achieve substantial savings. These have then, of course, also a very big impact. So if you look, for example, a carbon footprint of a flour mill, we can also look at and say, okay, raw material is a major contribution, then less raw material I use, then better is my carbon footprint. But also we have to think in our logistic, in our grinding, how do we can do and how do we quantify this tool to get a carbon footprint. We as industry, we all the time talk in percentage, we talk in kilowatt hours, but I like also to bring the example of trees. So we have to learn as well to talk a different language. We have to convert our language. Our consumer cannot understand kilowatt hours. Our consumer understand, okay, this is a tree, you save one tree, logical. So we also have to start to learn how to messaging, how to amplify our message into the industry, that also we try hard. And I appreciate the whole industry which working hard. To my last perspective of sustainability, it's become to nutrition sustainability. Often it's get overlooked that we have a certain amount of resources and we have to think about how do we use these wisely. If we waste resources, if we waste temperature, vitamins are gone and everything. So we start to establish the concept of healthy, which is really the premium food, but also staple food can be healthier. So if you just help the people to be a little healthier, actually you help many people to improve a lot. And with such a concept, we can also start to improve and contribute to nutritional value. So I brought an example for you here. So this is normal staple food, and in normal staple food, we start to add whole grain flour. I know, 100% whole grain flour, more healthy, no doubt. But the adding a little bit whole grain flour makes many impact to many people and makes it a little healthier. And If we give people a choice, people will do a good choice. I'm trust on it. So we educate our people in many, many countries. So we give them a choice. And with this one, I want to give you not the choice to go lunch. I give you the choice for the next speaker. Thank you very much.